So George Lopez is coming under fire as of recently for some comments he made or what he would call a joke. I didn't know that George Lopez was a comedian. And I mean, I guess he was doing some type of stand up or something, and he made an anti-black joke where he essentially said, "Oh, like Latinos aren't supposed to bring home black people or something like that." What I find really weird, and then I guess a black woman in the audience, got offended by the anti-black joke, which is really strange. I don't know why, like a black person would be offended by jokes that are anti-black. That's really strange. But people, I've seen a lot of people, particularly black people, a lot of black men too, jumping up, saying, "Oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. They're just telling a joke. What's wrong with a joke?" Like jumping up and stuff like that. And what's really strange, what I find really weird and strange about that is well, what's the joke? Like, you know what I mean? Oh, my culture looks down on this group and race of people, and it's a rule to not mingle or to do anything with this group or race of people. It's like you're not supposed to bring them home because we feel that they are inferior to us. How is that funny? Like, what's the joke in there? Now, granted, George Lopez isn't a comedian, so you know what I mean. I don't know why anyone would expect jokes from him, but um, it's so strange, like seeing all these black people. Like I'm telling you, black people are going off. Like they are going off about the fact that black people shouldn't be going off, which is one of the weirdest things ever. Because a lot of these same black people will jump up and get upset about racism and talk about how how people are doing us wrong and the police and all these situations and stuff like that. And then we will attack other black people for being upset about anti-blackness. Do black people not realize that anti-blackness is worse than racism? That the blackness, that the anti-blackness that's coming from other groups and minorities is actually more dangerous than racism that's coming from white folks? Do people like not realize that more often than not, that we are in the same communities and in the same areas with these people who look down on us, that these same people, they live beside us, they commit crimes against us, they do ethnic cleansing against us, they come into our neighborhoods and take our money and rough us up, right? Do black people know that? Are we aware that we live near these people and around these people, the ones whose cultures say that we are so inferior that we shouldn't even go home with them? Even though we've never colonized any of them, even though we've never created laws or systems or anything to oppress them or to stop them anywhere, and these same people think that 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 we're so beneath them that bringing us home is like a bad thing. I've seen some black people jumping up saying that, oh, it's the same thing as when black moms tell their sons not to bring home white women. Seen a lot of black people trying to make that argument. And what I don't understand about that argument is that obviously doesn't come from a place of, oh, we think that white women are inferior. Rarely do black people think anybody's inferior, even though everybody thinks that we are. Rarely do you see black people say not to bring someone home because of black people are better than them. But now I see black people jumping up, actually defending George Lopez and anti-black sentiments in the Latino community against black people because black moms tell their sons not to bring home white girls or whatever, which black men still do regardless. Although a lot of black men would like to pretend that we're not like the biggest interracial daters. We're not the biggest group of people that are running out trying to get with non black women. We're like the biggest group of people who put down our women and run and go get with other women, to the point that maybe that's why our moms even feel like they have to warn us or tell us not to get with white women. A majority of the false rape statistics that are put against black men come from white women. The idea that black men shouldn't be with white women isn't because white women are inferior. It's because white women are dangerous. It's because white women have had entire towns wiped out because of things they said. Have had black men murdered and killed. We have a history of white women having black men, black people, black children destroyed because of things they said and done. Do black people have that with the Latino community? What have black people done to Latino people that they should be wary of us coming into their home? It's not a fear thing. It's a fear thing when it comes on to black people not being told to just not date out. And anytime we get told to not date out, it's specifically with white women because of the history they have with us. I've never seen a black woman say don't date Hispanic women, don't date an Indian woman, don't bring these people home. Are there some black women who get upset when they see that? Of course. But black moms don't tell their sons not to date any non-black person. They may say stay away from white women, that white women are dangerous, and white women have proven in the past that they are. But we don't jump up and say that we're above other minorities and that other minorities are beneath us and they're inferior. Shit, tons of black moms are handkerchief heads who will jump up and be excited at the fact that their kid might be lighter and might speak a different language. You know what I mean? I feel as if black people live in some type of fantasy world where these other communities and us have to unite and have to come together, and we're supposed to form some type of coalition against racism, and that we're some type of team against white people. No, it's not all of us against white people. It's not all of us against white supremacy. It's all of them against us. And black people still haven't realized that yet. There's not a single community on the face of this earth. There's not no other minority group on the face of this earth that doesn't have this sentiment that somehow black people are inferior to them, or somehow black people are a step below. Even though we act like everybody else is a step above. Even when we say not to be with white people, it's only because we're scared of them. It's not because we think that they're not as good as us. We don't jump up and say that other communities, you know what I mean, are beneath us. Other communities, our moms and dads don't get pissed off if you bring home a Hispanic woman, if you bring home an Indian woman, or some shit like that. Would they rather you be with black people? Yes, of course. But it's never an oh, you're not good enough type thing, because we don't believe that. We don't believe that any group is beneath us, even though they all believe that they're above us. And now you see so many black people putting on fucking capes, jumping around, flying around, saying that this was okay, that this was all right, that anti-blackness isn't a problem, even though anti-blackness is worse than racism, than regular racism that comes from white people. Because regular racism that comes from white people, we see that, we address that, we deal with that. But anti-blackness that comes from other communities, we don't want nothing to do with that. We don't touch that. We don't talk about it. These people are out here fucking ethnically cleansing us, killing us taking over neighborhoods from us, chasing us out, killing our children, killing, you know what I'm saying, harming us and taking opportunities away from us and jumping over us every chance they get. And they're the ones that we need to supposedly unite with. That's why I say black people live in this fantasy world. We live in this fantasy world where all we have to do is form fucking Voltron with other communities and stop white supremacy. Like these other. Do you want to know what the truth is? You want to know what the truth is? These other communities, they're standing behind us, waiting to slit our throats. Okay, the only time that they care about racism and white supremacy is when it affects them. The only time when they want black people, they want to unite with black people, when it's specifically to fight their causes. In every culture, there's an element of anti-blackness, one that they don't have any plans of addressing, talking about, or dealing with in general at all whatsoever. And black people want to sweep that under the rug so we can come together to fight to fight white people. And that's never happened. Go back into the history books and look at old pictures. I don't see no motherfucking Asians. I don't see no motherfucking Hispanics getting bit up by dogs, getting hosed down, getting thrown out of restaurants. That was fucking us to put forth the Civil Rights Act for them, for everybody. The Civil Rights Act Every fucking minority, even women. The Civil Rights Act is beneficial to everyone. And who got bitten by dogs? Who got hosed down for that? It wasn't them. It was us. It's always us. It's always black people who are supposed to stand on the front lines, take the brunt of everything, and then we turn around and think that these communities, that we have to cape for them. I remember when that Adams to Law bullshit popped off. That motherfuckers, any black person who was saying that that's what he gets, that's what he deserves for what he was doing. Black people were trying to fucking castrate them, going off on them, saying, how dare you say this was okay. Then we found out Adam Salah was sitting over there talking about some damn Abid, so using racial terms to put down black people. Oh, so unusual. Rarely do these non-black people have anti-black sentiments in their community. It's something we never come across. Oh yeah. And black people jumped up and caped for him. And it's like the way society is set up. It's like so many black people have this idea that it's like our fucking duty. Like it's literally our duty to jump up and defend other communities, even when they're being anti-black, even when they are anti-black. That it's specifically our duty, regardless, to go on the front lines to get things achieved while these people sit behind us, don't do anything, watch us go through stuff, get you know what I'm saying, benefit from it, and then sit there and talk about they can't bring us home because apparently we're not, you know what I mean? We're not on the same level as them. That's the only reason why someone would say, you know what I mean? There's only two reasons why you would say not to deal with another group, because either you think the group is beneath you or you're afraid of the group. Black people say don't deal with white people because we've seen and know what white people can and have done to black people. Our Latinos and Indians and stuff, do we have this history of subjugating them and discriminating against them? No, the fuck we don't. We have this history of letting them come into our community, take whatever they want, treat us however they want, and then we still defend them no matter what, even against ourselves. There's no reason for them to say, don't bring no black people home. There's no reason for that. Black people don't do anything to them. Black people aren't ethnically cleansing them out of their neighborhood. They're doing that to us. So the fact that so many black people have this disgusting mentality where we have to go out of our way to defend everybody, even when they're being offensive towards us, or we have to turn stuff into non-offense, or be like, ooh, black people, we do this, we do that, so we deserve this. Mentality is disgusting. And the truth is, most black people, a lot of black people, and this will be the focus of my channel, a lot of black people, more black people are coons and handkerchief heads than the average black person is a coon and a handkerchief head. That's just the fact. The average black person wants to date outside of the race. The average black person wants to lay up with another community. Okay? That's not this rare thing. Coons and anti-black and people who defend anti-blackness is not this rare fucking thing that we want to pretend that it is. It's not. Most communities, the majority of communities are anti-black. It's not just fucking white people. Okay? And the majority of black people want to lay up with other races and produce children for other races, and want to and are totally okay with anti-blackness. They're anti-black themselves. That's why they're laying up with other people to begin with. It's not no rare thing. It's not no little percent thing. It's most black people. Most black people are anti-black. Most communities are anti-black. Anti-blackness is huge. It's not this little ass thing. And black people are terrified to actually deal with it. That's why we want to talk about we need to unite. When have any community ever actually united with us? When they needed some shit for themselves? And then went right back to try to subjugate us? All these communities, they don't want no motherfucking no damn unity. They don't want no thingy with us. They want to be white people. Okay? And maybe not white in particular, but they want white people's position and status. They want to subjugate us. That's what they wish. They're practicing it right now. They can't wait till they overtake white people just so they can have their position and do the same thing to us. Okay? I don't know why black people have this idea that all we need to do is get rid of white people and then everything will be fine. These communities don't just dislike us because of white people. Okay? Because they treat us like this in their country, they treat us like this here. There's nowhere you can't go where these fucking non-black brown people don't look down on us. Don't commit violence towards us. But black people want to cape. Black people want to put on their full fucking superhero outfit and go hard for other communities, even against us, even against our own people. Fucking disgusting. You guys let this dried out ass, this fucking tired ass, freaking fat face, saggy, rotten, pumpkin looking brown bastard sit up here and try to make anti-blackness some type of joke. And then all these jackasses are saying, oh, the joke was okay. He just shouldn't have called the lady a bitch, or he shouldn't have treated her wrong. That was the problem, not the fucking anti-blackness. Not the anti-blackness that's prevalent in all types of communities. That's not the problem. It was just the fact that he called her a bitch. Had he not gone off on her, had he comically mocked her, that would have been okay after the anti-black joke. That would have been all right. Latinos aren't even jumping up to defend him. They don't have to. They don't have to, because black people already are. Black people will defend other minorities' right to death. Will defend their right to be anti-black. And what's so fucking stupid about it is, and let them ever overtake white people. What are black people gonna do? Huh? What are black people gonna do? What are we gonna do if they overtake white people? What are we gonna do when they get in the position? When they get into a position of power? Because black people aren't trying to get into no position of power. We've been sitting here, the same population, not trying to grow in wealth, not growing in wealth. As a matter of fact, declining in wealth, while other communities are gaining over us, and we're sitting here like, hey, we're friends. We're all friends. We're all friends. And we're not. We're not. Okay? White people are stabbing us, and they're waiting behind them to get their chance with the knife. Okay? They're all in a line behind white people, waiting for the knife to get passed to them. While black people are sitting there like, oh, I'm going to be good when my friend gets up here. They're not going to stab me. Oh, no, they're already stabbing you right now. Except for they're behind you. They're stabbing you in the back. Gonna sit up here and have this ugly ass, unfunny ass man. Where are the funny Hispanic comedians, by the way? Because I haven't met any of them. I haven't seen any of them. Carlos Mencia wasn't fucking funny. That fat dude that always talking about he's fluffy or whatever, he wasn't fucking funny. I can't even think of any more. None of them are funny. They're not funny at all. They're not. They're not. And they weren't funny before this anti-black joke, and they're not gonna be funny after. I'm still trying to find the funny Hispanic comedian. Where are they at? I didn't even know George Lopez was a comedian. I knew he had one fucking dry ass show. Show was fucking dry. How you gonna have your own show and not even be the funniest person on there? Bullshit. Parasitic ass. Bullshit.